Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. If you're an expert at something, you'll feel better about yourself, you'll make a bigger contribution, and maybe make more money. But what should you become expert in? It's one technique for doing that is to amalgamate a couple of your interests, skills, values into a micro niche that would be in demand. A client that I had yesterday should be instructive. I'm going to change some irrelevant details to protect my client's anonymity. He was interested in biological psychology because he had long suffered from low-grade depression and felt it was physiologically caused. And indeed, he graduated with a degree in biological psychology and a 3.5 GPA from a prestigious university. Having enjoyed working in a molecular biology laboratory, he applied to prestigious doctoral programs in molecular biology, but got rejected from them all. He comes from a family that values professional degrees, and so he decided he wanted to apply to law school. And I asked him how much of that desire was based on family pressure, based on prestige, and based on potential income, rather than his predisposition or interest in the law. He agreed that those factors, the non-relevant factors to him, the factors like family pressure and prestige and potential income, indeed were major causes for his interest in the law. But he still wanted to apply to law school, and all he wanted from me was guidance on his application essay. We agreed that he might differentiate himself by proposing a possible career goal that amalgamated his interest and his experience with mental illness, his biomedical degree, and law school. He said he's intrigued by the goal of increasing the accuracy of forensic experts in estimating if mental illness caused that person's crime. And that's what he's decided to describe in his application essays to law school, and now it's at least his tentative career direction. Here are other examples of amalgamations. The person who was a rebellious teenager and who has an autistic sister and enjoys working in education might become a teacher of autistic teens. The psychologically oriented person who is good at dating and whose parents were engineers might become a dating coach to techies. The artist who fears poverty but has a facility with numbers might pursue being an accountant who specializes in artists. The entrepreneurial sort who has a relative in the industrial paint business might wisely pursue that. The burned-out physician who had always had an interest in liberal politics might transition into public health work. If this notion of amalgamating your attributes into a niche appeals to you, you might answer these three questions. What would you consider your best native ability or two? What would you consider your best acquired or skill or knowledge base? What value do you hold dearest, for example, the aforementioned liberal or conservative or libertarian ideology? Now, how might you combine two or three of those? There is danger in excessive specialization. You could get bored in a narrow niche. It could become unviable. But my clients have generally not found that. They develop a command of some subfield and so thereby avoid the imposter syndrome. And they're more hireable than a generalist usually is. If we need surgery on our hand, most of us would prefer a hand surgeon to a general surgeon. And if we're bored with a micro niche, it's easier to pivot to something else or add something to your niche than to try to make it as a lifelong generalist in what is an ever more specialized world. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, excuse me, and I especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.